This segment is all about exit planning for your business. Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial, and the segment's brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published to lead their fields, educate consumers, and to leave a legacy. Joining me on this segment is exit planning advisor Kyle Danner. Kyle, welcome to the show.
Mark, thanks for the invitation. I'm happy to be here today.
Tell us a little bit about your work and specifically, who are the types of clients that you help?
So my work primarily as an exit planning advisor is helping business owners and their leadership teams build value in the business so the owner can exit when they're ready and exit on their own terms. And the way I primarily do that is helping them implement the Entrepreneurial Operating System, or EOS. If you're familiar with the book Traction by Gino Wickman, it's all designed to get everybody 100% on the same page of the vision, but bring that vision down to the ground, execute on it, and building a healthy, functional, cohesive leadership team in the process.
Most business owners are great at growing their businesses, but when it comes time to exiting, how much thought have they put into it? That's kind of like one of the goals of this series, is to shed light on the importance of proper planning. Are business owners prepared when it comes time to sell their businesses?
Mark, usually they're not. In fact, it's very rare that a business owner, will show up on my doorstep and say, "Hey, I'm ready to exit today," and have all the pieces in place. Because they just don't know what it takes to think about exiting the business. And it's always what I have found is that tension between the urgent and the important. They're so busy running their business, building it, solving issues, getting the work done, taking care of their customers, that they don't take time to step out and work on the really important things, like figuring out what really drives the value of their organization, how to build that healthy leadership team, and really think about, how are they going to exit their business?
What are their current preconceived notions when it comes to exiting the business? If they're, do they have any preconceived notions, or, and what is the danger of not proper planning?
Well, sometimes the preconceived notions are, I'm making a lot of money, so obviously, and I have a really great lifestyle for myself and my family, sending the kids to school, we have great vacations, all that. But they don't stop to think about, if they take themselves out of the business, all right, running it day to day, like so many owners do, it won't function. No one else will want to buy it because it's all in their head, and they're at the center. They're the hub of the wheel. And so they haven't really, their preconceived notions, they don't even understand that they have to do a lot of planning to replace themselves before they can even think about putting a for sale sign on the business.
As you start working with clients, are there any big, common mistakes that you see many of them just make all the time that you could kind of warn people about?
I would say the biggest mistake I see a lot of times is they don't have a clear path of life after the business. So you think about the entrepreneurs you talk to and you work with, they love being in business. They love creating businesses. They like starting business. They love running them. Now they're going to go retire. That doesn't really fly. That doesn't work. I don't care if they're 45, 55, or even 65, asking them to all of a sudden take this 180 degrees flip to their life. That's not realistic. So a lot of times they haven't thought about what is the next chapter going to look like, because that's going to drive so many of the decisions they have to make, and how are they going to get their business ready to sell. I think that's the first thing. The second thing is they haven't developed a really strong leadership team that's going to be able to step in. And so whoever the next buyer, who's going to buy the business, it's going to make it even more attractive to them because they've already got an established leadership team who can take care of the day-to-day execution.
Great insight. Kyle, what inspired you to get into this field and help business owners with their exit planning? How did you get started?
I joined my family's business right out of college. I was going to stay 1 year. Ended up staying 17 years. And my brother, sister, and I, we grew it from about 2 million to 18 million in revenue. A lot of change. One of the changes is the family business and I were no longer a fit. So I left the business 12 years ago, went back to school for a degree in counseling. I thought I was going to be a therapist. Make whatever connection between 17 years in a family business and decide I need to be a therapist about that. But I discovered this whole area of family business advising, exit planning, and I saw a need for it. because I realized I didn't exit well from my business, from my family's business, and we didn't know how to talk about it. So that sent me on a path, starting to work with probably around 30 to 40 family businesses and countless advisors, all about, helping the family get ready for the next generation to take over the business. That led me to the Exit Planning Institute to get my my CEPA designation as a certified exit planning advisor. But then what I really was missing and what I really enjoyed doing was helping and facilitate a leadership team achieve what they wanted for the business. That's what led me to EOS, and that's what I do today.
Terrific. Before I ask you my last question, in regards to exit planning, is there anything that I didn't think to ask that you feel is really important to share with business owners looking to exit soon?
Business owners are often afraid to bring the subject forward or open the subject up with their leadership team because they're afraid that if they say, I'm thinking about exiting or I'm thinking about selling the business, they're afraid about all the drama that'll create. They think everybody will leave. Quite honestly, if you're 50, 55, or even 60, your leadership team is already thinking about it, as well as everybody else in the company is thinking about, hey, when are you going to step out? So it's already on everybody's mind. It's just you have to start talking about it so everybody can help you prepare and prepare well, because it's also in their best interests too.
Sage advice. For business owners listening who would love to speak with you and perhaps get your help, how can they find you, connect with you, and learn more?
You can always find me on LinkedIn at Kyle L. Danner. You can also find me on the internet at eosworldwide.com, Kyle-Danner. And then always my email, kyle.danner@eosworldwide.com.
Kyle, this has been terrific. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with my audience today, and I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Mark, thanks for the conversation. Really enjoyed spending the time with you today.
That was Kyle Danner, and this segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published to lead their fields, educate consumers, and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining me.